Okay, this is what I wanted to show you guys. Why you should dress modestly to get the attention you deserve. Massive ad by Abby Shapiro. I just recorded a cook dinner with me video and it was so much fun. Being in the kitchen makes cooking so enjoyable. Wait. You all have probably come to recognize this face, for better or worse. People have described her as the new girl defined foot goddess, toe mistress, classic conservative lady who's here to teach you 7 classic ways to be a classy lady in a classy world full of classless heathens. So we're just gonna watch one thing that we talk about every once in a while, all right? It's toxic masculinity. But rarely do people touch on the aspects of the opposite side of the spectrum, which is toxic femininity. And conservative women specifically, and classic Abby today, will exemplify toxic femininity for us in a way that you have not been privy to. Let me tell you that.
Because I talk about being classic all the time, but I thought I should give you guys some sort of guide to how to be a more classic woman. And today,
all right, guys, are you guys ready to be a more classic woman? All my women in chat, it's time. Listen up. Put down your freaking double-sided jackhammer dildo. Put down your freaking septum piercing. Put away that cat ear hairband. It's time to get classic. All right, we're on Tradwife YouTube, and I did not expect to be here this soon.
But I really like the idea of there are some basic things that we as women can do to be the most classic version of ourselves. So let's get into it.
How about you be the best version of yourself? And if that's being a classic woman, Godspeed. All right, you should be striving for an aesthetic that fits you, not some sort of weird guideline put onto you by your femcel chieftain on the internet teaching you how to be more classic to get the men that you deserve, to get the right attention. All right, or something.
First thing I want to talk about is to eat like a lady. Now, I think that if you want to be a classic woman, eating like a lady is very high on the list. I have a really bad sweet tooth, so I'm not saying that you can't indulge in that every so often, or even more than every so often, but it really comes down to trying to eat in a way that's healthy and mindful for your body most of the time, so that you're actually taking care of yourself, because that is the most classic thing, is taking care of yourself. But
wait, so do modern women not take care of themselves? Do modern women just roll out of bed, stank ass breath, disheveled? Is this what like modern women look like? Abby is like that one like Japanese World War II officer who was fighting in the trenches for like 50 years after the war was over, and President Moon had to send him like a personal letter to tell him to stop. The war's over. You know, she's like fighting on the Eastern Front for classicness.
When I was in college, I used to think it was hilarious to burp really loudly, and it wasn't until I decided that I wanted to be more of a classic woman that I realized, you know what, that's not a ladylike thing to do. It's kind of gross. No one wants to hear it, and it's kind of only funny to you.
I feel like this whole video is just going to be basic manners, take care of yourself, clean your. She's like Jordan Peterson, you know. She's gonna do the clean your room, brush your take a shower, wash your clothes, clean your room. This is the way you become a classic woman. I know some of us guys, you've been on like Tinder dates or something. You walk into a girl's room and you're like, damn, bitch, you live like this. But I'm not sure if that's necessarily, you know, different from how things were in the past with classic women.
So burping is one of those things that if you can't avoid it,
health is only for women? No, health is only for classic women.
So this isn't something that I say, oh, it's easy, don't burp. It's not about actually burping. It's about drawing attention to your burping and making it like a whole thing.
If you're at a sit-down restaurant, sure, you shouldn't like crawl up onto the seat, squat, and like rip ass. I mean, I don't think that you should be doing that, but I don't think that has anything to do with being classic. It's just being courteous.
So one of the fun things you can do if you want to invest time in ladylike manners is learning what each of the pieces of cutlery is for when you have a full set out on the table.
This is mad rich people shit. This is super rich people. Imagine going on a date with a girl or something and like maybe really want to impress her. You take her to your local's town, really nice sit down restaurant, okay? You've got this pretty little thing, all right, across the table from you, all right? And she's like, yes, I would now be grabbing the soup fork. Sir, may you please hand me the bread spoon? I just grab the fork, dude. Most places normal people are going to won't have the full set of cutlery. They're gonna give you the rolled up napkin with a fork, a knife, and a spoon, okay? And that's all you're gonna get. You're lucky if you're getting that. You're going to a pretty upscale place for your normal working class person if you're going there, all right?
My next piece of advice is to find a hobby. Now, I have a whole video about feminine hobbies.
Ah, yes, we all know the modern women. Women born after 1995 cannot cook. They have no hobby. Women born after 1992, ah yes, we all know that they do not enjoy their weekend model train building, nor do they enjoy their rugby with their women's. Modern women do not paint. Listen, I don't know about you guys, all right, but ever since I started like getting back into dating, every girl is an artist, okay? Every girl does painting, every girl draws, every girl does like her freaking like collage or whatever. Every girl does like their little like thing, okay? When it comes to like drawing, every girl is like into like some sort of like art thing or whatever. Even if they do like photography or whatever, they're like, yes, my hobby is photography. Look at this picture I took of the rock outside of my apartment. I feel like I'm really channeling Edgar Allan Poe with this one. You know, just like lots of girls are into that. Lots of modern girls have hobbies. Okay, I'm sorry. Many e-girls are really good at makeup. One of their hobbies is makeup. It really is, and that's fine. Do the heart on the cheeks and the pink eyeshadow and the massive freaking Batarang eyeliner. Yeah, I mean that's fine. Godspeed, chief. I don't know. What is her hobby? Being rich? I don't know. What's your hobby?
Classic hobbies, and I just absolutely love the idea of having something that you want to invest your time in because you just enjoy it. It's a very classic thing to have interests and not just.
I'm going to kill myself. She's just like, anything that makes a person interesting is classic. We do know the main failure of modernity is people, they walk around the mortal plane with no hobbies, no drive in life. Nobody is interested in anything. They all sit around, eat hot chip, twerk, and lie.
But having feminine and classic hobbies is something that is just a beautiful thing for a woman to do. You have these passions, these interests, and you know a lot about them, or they're very calming.
I really want to know, like, what besides knitting and cooking, she's going to say that's a classic feminine hobby. What were like hobbies that women had back in the day besides like being barefoot in the kitchen pumping out babies?
I think that gardening or sewing or painting, writing, drawing, all of those kinds of things, if you find one of those things is interesting.
Gardening, sewing, painting, right? Oh, like the stuff that so many girls are into today? Okay.
Number 3 is take care in designing your home.
Listen, okay? If you look on my desk, I've been designing my home, all right? I have a freaking crumbled up Taco Bell bag in the corner. Listen, that's what you call bachelor art, all right?
So I think one of the things that's very classic is spending time and thinking about what will make your house a home and how to make it beautiful, welcoming, and very much in your style, and not just picking up the easiest thing that you can and not really putting any thought into it. I do want to
I can't. I can't.
If you are hosting people, do the same courtesy to them. Keep your house clean for them. And just imagine if you were staying at someone's.
Wait, is she literally like cleaning your house is classic? So apparently, it's the Western Front of the Trad V Classic War has reached the Normandy, which is Ben Shapiro's sister's page. You don't have money to waste on different couches for the aesthetic. Yeah, same, dude. Some people are poor, dude. You only have the couch that came with your apartment. All right. I'm sorry. Maybe you can buy like some like fake plants at IKEA or something. I mean, that's cool.
Hello, beautiful ladies, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about the difference between trad and classic.
You think that she picked Hello, Beautiful Ladies because it's the classic version of James Charles' Hey Sisters? Listen, hot take. All right. Hey Sisters is just modern Hello, Beautiful Women. I'm sorry, but this is true. Abby, you're devolving. All right. Abby is devolving in front of our eyes.
So what does classic mean? What do I mean when I say the word classic? Classic means elegance and being poised and rejecting the idea of modern feminists, which is you can dress however you want, you can dress slovenly and never wash your hair, and every time is wine o'clock.
She's literally doing the meme. She's literally doing the all women born after 1995 can't cook. All they know is dress slovenly. This is what I'm talking about when I was talking about just like really, really toxic femininity. In like society, we have some bad habits that we keep. Okay, but I think a lot of that is spurred on by like the economic position that lots of people are put into. When you're working a lot and you don't have that much money, I'm sorry, you don't have that much time to put into things like aesthetics. Okay, you just don't. You have what you get what works, and then you have to roll with that because that's all you have. And then saying that you're not like a real woman, or you're not like a good woman to if you're not doing the latter, is just insane to me. All right, you're just fine. You'll be okay. I think we'll all be okay. See, the problem is that the sort of femininity that she's pushing here is by nature exclusionary. Like modern feminism is completely inclusive. To her, she could be trad conserva classic wife all she wants. She could be mecha classic wife. All right, she can do whatever. She can be barefoot in the kitchen, cooking dinner, cleaning the house, loving her life. Okay, and if that's what makes you feel joy, if that's what makes you feel feminine and a woman, Godspeed. If you don't want to be that, if you want to be a CEO, if you want to be like a construction worker, you know, if you want to be like cleaning sewage, if you want to be scraping shit stalactites from the bottom of a inner city sewer, and that's what makes you feel empowered or whatever, and that's the type of job work that you want to get into, completely kidsless, dating around, doing your own thing, chilling. If that's what makes you feel fun, and if that's what makes you feel happy as a woman, Godspeed too. The only thing is she doesn't like the latter. That's not your place as a woman. That's not what you're meant to do. And this is the problem, is this is just throwing away other women's wants, wishes, and desires because it doesn't fit her narrow view of what a woman ought to be.
Being classic applies to women in every stage of life and also in every performance of being a woman. So a woman who's a homemaker can be classic, and a woman who's in the workplace can be classic.
Okay, so she said a woman in the home and a woman in the workplace. I feel like there's a little but coming soon. Let's listen.
Of course, it's important to have a family and to have a husband and to have children.
Okay.
And those things give you meaning.
Oh, there it is. We found it. So, yeah, you can work. You can be in the home and work. This is her trying to feign having a big tent. Okay. But what really gives you meaning, what really makes you a woman, is having a kid. Pump out that fucking baby, you bitch. All right. You better have those legs wide open for three kids. All right. 3 babies. You better be doing it, or you have no meaning in your life.
There are some women who need to work to help support their families, and there are some women who choose to work because they love their jobs. And those things are completely valid and can totally fit into the classic lifestyle. Being classic means embracing your womanhood for its real purpose. Embracing the idea of family. It's embracing the idea of being part of a community.
For its real purpose.
Feminist ideal of work is that family is kind of an afterthought. Being classic puts work and family hand in hand.
No, it's not putting family hand in hand, because the most important thing to you there would be family. So work would be an afterthought. And for a lot of women, they don't have the choice of choosing between family and work. They don't have the resources to build a family, even if they wanted to. So that just precludes so many women. Classic.
All those things work together. From what I've seen on Twitter, trad is something a little bit different. It really emphasizes the idea of a submissive wife and a husband who goes out and supports her. And
listen, okay, I'm gonna hit you with the hard take. This is the thing, okay? So what they want when they're thinking of a trad wife is they're thinking of a pet. That's what they're thinking of. When they're thinking of a trad wife, they're thinking of a literal pet. Easy to intimidate woman who does whatever you want, submissive, demure, just like a pet. They're looking for a pet, okay? There's 2 men in this world. Ones who want trad wives and ones who want e-girls, okay? I'm sorry. There's only 2. There's only 2. And if you don't believe me, you're wrong. Yeah, she just doesn't understand what it's like to not be rich. You put the price of these bottles of perfume together, it probably costs someone's rent. Just with that. She can't understand what it's like to not be rich.